Information on Mahatma Gandhi. The full name of Mahatma Gandhi is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He was an Indian lawyer, anti-colonial nationalist, and political ethicist who employed non-violent resistance to lead the successful campaign for India's independence from British rule and to later inspire movements for civil rights and freedom across the world. He born on 2 October 1869 and died on 30 January 1948. He has 4 children: Harilal Gandhi, Ramdas Gandhi, Manilal Gandhi, and Devdas Gandhi. He served as a lawyer, politician, and activist in the struggle for social justice and for India's independence from British rule. Gandhi is internationally esteemed for his doctrine of non-violent protest, satyagraha, to achieve political and social progress. India is observing the 74th death anniversary of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, popularly known as Mahatma Gandhi, who was assassinated by Nathuram Godse on January 30, 1948, at Birla House in New Delhi. Godse, a member of Hindu Mahasabha, fired 3 bullets in Gandhiji's chest as he made his way to a prayer meeting. The meaning of Mahatma is great souled. He was called Mahatma by the common people who viewed him as India's national and spiritual leader. He is considered the father of his country. Gandhi would later become very well known for this method of protest called satyagraha, meaning firmness in truth. Do you know what is Gandhi's Salt March? The Salt March, which took place from March to April 1930 in India, was an act to civil disobedience led by Mohandas Gandhi to protest British rule in India. The march resulted in the arrest of nearly 60,000 people, including Gandhi himself. India finally was granted its independence in 1947. Why did Gandhiji break the salt law? The answer is, to break the salt law, Gandhi declared that he would lead a march in 1930, as salt was an essential part of our food. Mahatma Gandhi and other nationalists tried to reason that it was sinful to impose tax on salt. Salt March was a specific grievance which related to the general desire for freedom. Do you know why Gandhiji was opposed to the salt tax? The answer is, British had the monopoly over salt manufacturing and selling. The Namak Satyagraha was in protest against the steep tax the British levied on salt. And so Mahatma Gandhi declared a resistance to British salt policies to be the unifying theme for the civil disobedience movement, and thus started Dandi March. Mahatma Gandhi lived in 3 countries: India, South Africa, and London. Mahatma Gandhi, by name of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, born October 2, 1869 in Porbandar, India, died January 30, 1948 in Delhi. Indian lawyer, politician, socialist, activist, and writer who became the leader of the nationalist movement against the British rule of India. The father of India, Mahatma Gandhi, visited London several times. His longest stay was as a law student between 1888 and 1890, during which time he lived for several months at 20 Barons Court Road in West Kensington. Do you know how many years the Gandhiji go to jail? The answer is, he gone for 6 years in the jail. Gandhiji got Nobel Prizes 5 times. In year 1937, 1938, 1939, 1947, and finally a few days before he was murdered in January 1948, but he never won. Karamchand Gandhi was the father of Mahatma Gandhi. He was the chief minister of the city Porbandar. The name of Mahatma Gandhi's ashram was Sabarmati Ashram. The originally ashram was established in 1915 at the Kochara bungalow of Jiwala Desai, who was the barrister friend of Gandhi. It was given the name of Satyagraha Ashram. A non-violent soldier of freedom will convert nothing for himself. He fights only for the freedom of his country. Although students of India are taught that noble laureate Rabindranath Tagore gave Gandhiji the title of Mahatma, the Gujarat government says that the title was actually given by an anonymous journalist from Saurashtra. Gandhiji have 207 famous slogans of Mahatma Gandhi in English. In August 1947, Britain granted independence, but the British Indian Empire was partitioned into two dominions, a Hindu majority India and a Muslim majority Pakistan. Leader Mahatma Gandhi said to be good in the world. Mahatma Gandhi wrote Hind Swaraj. Hind Swaraj in 1909 is the only book that Gandhiji wrote in Gujarat and translated himself.